Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Let's go. Let's go. And welcome to another exciting Australian Indian Radio's Facebook Live update coming right to you from the 29th level. So, it's a wonderful day out there once again. Let's have a quick look at what the outside's looking like before we go into the weather. So, yes, it's a beautiful day out there, and let's take a very quick look at what the weather has in store for us. So, forecast for rest of Thursday. Maximum of 23, shower or two, possible rainfall about 1 to 3 millimeters. And chance of rain today, have a guess? Yes, 60%. So Brisbane area is partly cloudy, medium 60% chance of showers, most likely in the late morning and afternoon. Light winds becoming southeasterly 20 to about 30 kilometers an hour in the morning, then becoming light in the late evening. And the fire danger still remains low to moderate, and the sun protection is recommended from now straight till about 1:30 p.m. So there you are, up to date on Australian Indian Radio's daily life updates. And while we're doing that, the sun protection of course is at number 4, which is moderate. So it's been pretty consistent at that at the 4. And it is good to see that it is at that level, which is quite nice, in fact. And let's take a very, very quick look at the national temperatures. So as we know, Darwin, maximum of 32 and a minimum of 21. Brisbane, of course, 23 high, and the lows of 14. Sydney, 18 highs and 13. Canberra, wow, 14, and it's going down to be cold, 1 degree there as well. Melbourne, 16 of the high and 5 degrees low. Adelaide is the high of 19 and the low of 9. Perth, 18 highs and the 11 degrees for the low. So that is quite nice once again. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our daily life updates, and I'd like to thank each and every one of you for the wonderful comments that are coming. And yes, I know, as we were discussing with someone yesterday, that the space is becoming crowded. That's okay. That's okay. Everyone's got to have a go, have a chance to do what they want to do. It's a virtual world out there. That's the way things are going. And, everyone's got to have a go at it. You just keep doing your thing, do the best you can, and always strive for quality and do the right thing, and you will be there. So yes, it is wonderful to see those comments that are coming in, and of course we're trying to make this as informative and as interesting as possible. As we know, the news is available to everyone on the phones and everything like that, but a personal interaction with you on a daily basis is what I like. So looking at the COVID-19 numbers in Australia so far, 7,367 cases, with recovery of 6,870 and 102 deaths. Now, worldwide, the number, as I said yesterday, that we're creeping very close to 8. Yes, we have reached that number. So 8.06 million is the confirmed cases worldwide at the moment, and the death tolls remains at 440K. So that is quite a large number if you look at in a worldwide situation. And as we have seen in many countries that there have been some numbers which have crept up again. New Zealand was very proud to say we are COVID free, and they opened the borders, income people, and then cases have come in with them. So there you go. That proves that point about the border and the closing of the border and not opening them too soon. I know people are impatient. There are many people who need to go, There are all sorts of reasons why they need to go. Some have very compassionate and compelling reasons to travel. Others are, who can wait, but, they become impatient and they go. As I was following a post on social media, someone in India trying to sell off his ticket to somebody else who wanted to come to Australia, at a very, very high price. So these kind of things are happening out there as well, which is not very good. Now, what happened yesterday was the budget has been announced for Brisbane City Council. Let's take a brief look at the budget. So this is from the Lord Mayor. He said he presented the 2020-21 budget in one of the most challenging economic environment faced in the generation. So despite these challenges, the budget will help build Brisbane and rebuild Brisbane residents to get back on the target and support those who really need it. So what are the key features? I'm not going to go into great details, but just the key features. Rates have been frozen for the rest of 2020. $250 job seeker rates rebate. Business fee relief, and this is for business fee within Brisbane region for businesses. Direct assistance for community clubs. There are many community clubs which lease council premises. Fast tracks upgrades in the suburbs. 7 new double-decker city cats. We saw the one that was released, the prototype that came out last year, and it's wonderful. 9 million for suburban shopping precincts. And the shopping precincts keep getting bigger and bigger, and people are always talking about recession. Guess what? In the weekend, I made a brief trip to the DFO, and Jesus, you couldn't even walk in there. People lining up in front. So what recession are people talking about? Well, maybe in coming times we will see the results, but at this point in time, as soon as things are opening, people are rushing back into that. Progressing with Brisbane Metro, we'll talk more about that later on, not in today's show, in great detail with one of the councillors or maybe even with Lord Mayor. And there's some amazing visions of what it's going to look like. The one thing that I don't like is that it will take up some of the places, some of the places that we got to know around Brisbane so well. They became like landmarks. So some of that will go. Some of the areas will be changed. Some of the roads will be changed. So as is with any progress, these things are expected. New and upgraded ferry terminals. The ferry terminals will be upgraded. As we know, when the last one was put out after the floods, there was a lot of uproar from many people who complained that they were too imposing. They're nice, they're very big, they're big concrete structures. They're not going to be washed away in the floods, but they don't look very good. They're architecturally designed. Aesthetically, they are not very pleasing, is what residents used to say at that time. And they said it's too imposing, too protruding into the river and taking it away from the river. But everyone has a point of view there. Kangaroo Point and Breakfast Creek green bridges will be fast-tracked. We will show you that as well. And 112 suburban park and dog park upgrades will be up there. And up to 40% rebate for pensioners, good need for pensioners. Your rebate is long time coming, so it's coming there. And free off-peak travel for seniors. That is available now. People might not be aware that all the seniors during off-peak hours travel on the city buses are free. So if you really want to, you can go onto the Brisbane City Council's website and read the full budget in great detail. So that's just a bit of a summary. And I think, in here, for what we do, we'll try and bring varied news from all different sources and present them in what we think might be of interest for people, just touching base on that, not going too deep into those the details, because otherwise we'll have to make the song a little bit longer. And as we know, that the news and articles that we get, you might have already seen some of these on Facebook or other things like that, but these are the things that we gather and put together to compile into the show. Most of the information is available on the public domain, so it is not pinching anyone's information or anything like that. I was questioned about that a few days back, but it is information that is publicly available in the public domain. It is out in the public domain, but we collect all those and put it together in a show format so that people can go through and with the relevance. So our relevance, as I was speaking to someone yesterday, with the possibility of a syndication with a big company of produce, supplying news articles, was what is our interest. So our interest of anything of the involving our Indian community, of course, anything around Brisbane, around Queensland, around Australia generally, and of course not leaving Fiji as well. So all these things, or anything that's happening, that's current affair, is of interest to us. And as I've said before, if you have anything that you'd like to discuss on this show, quite happily take you on board, and you are quite welcome. Give us a call, or just my phone number is 0421388465. Send me a text. Find us on Facebook. Email us at air@indianradio.net.au. We will gladly incorporate your talk, your topic, your issues onto the show. So right now, after the budget, this is a message once again from Brisbane City Council.
We know Brisbane is a great place to live, work and relax, but the challenges of coronavirus have hit our city hard. We're responding by putting residents, businesses and community groups first, by investing in our city's growth and providing relief for residents and businesses. By fast-tracking construction of our green bridges while getting on with delivering the Turn Up and Go Brisbane Metro, we're creating jobs and supplier opportunities sooner. We're getting our economy moving again with major projects like Kingsford Smith Drive and Wynnum Road, while the Indooroopilly Riverwalk, double-decker City Cats and Howard Smith Wharves Ferry Terminal will transform access to the river. While new and upgraded parks for the suburbs and ongoing investment in our Victoria Park vision will help protect our Brisbane lifestyle for years to come. At home, we're providing relief where it's needed most by delivering a 6-month rate freeze for all ratepayers, while our relief package and economic recovery task force will breathe life into our suburban precincts and get Brisbane businesses back on their feet and thriving again. Find out how Council is helping our city get through this and making Brisbane better for everyone.
A better Brisbane for everyone, yes, amazing, and that's wonderful job in wonderful work being done by Brisbane City Council, as we know that they always strive to provide all our residents with quality of life and the living style that is so unique to this part of the world. And moving on, we are now going to look at the other news from the state, and it is a good news once again. Rest. Fans are returning to the stadiums from this weekend. So it is wonderful to see that that's going to happen. And what form and shape it will take is another matter. So up to 20,000 fans will be allowed to watch football in the stadiums in Queensland from this weekend. Health Minister Stephen Miles said the decision was a result of football codes submitting plans to reduce the risk of COVID-19 spreads. Some of the codes have requested this number, 2,000, as a trial. That number might not be reached, but it is an acknowledgement that the fans and the codes have done their part. All we want is to get back to normal. Everyone does that. But that is our goal and to unite and recover our plan. I'm proud that AFL and NRL are able to return to play in Queensland stadiums. And as they are finding the missing ingredients, the fans, yes. And no cardboard cutouts. The actual fans is what they're looking for. So in NRL, the Gold Coast Titans will play St. George Illawarra Dragons on Saturday at Lang Park. Titans Chief Executive Stephen Mitchell said a crowd rallying behind the team will always help them win, and it does, it matters. The Titans are delighted to be first Queensland team to come through. They are in line with the protocols that it's going through a fair set of protocols when people come through. They are in line with the protocols and the Chief Medical Officer in Queensland to everyone. So if in the AFL, the Brisbane Lions face off with the West Coast Eagles at the Gabba on Saturday evening, and the Suns take on Adelaide Crows at Gold Coast Metricon Stadium. So that's some wonderful news there that our fans are coming back. And of course, you know, when you get a cheering friend like this behind you, that's when you really, really want to go. So that's a wonderful news there that our fans will be allowed back at the stadiums. It is very nice to see that it is happening there. So right now, let's listen to the Prime Minister and see what he has to say on this occasion.
I'm delighted to join with Boris Johnson and the British people to celebrate today's launch of negotiations on a comprehensive free trade agreement between Australia and the United Kingdom. It's an important moment for our free peoples in two great nations bound together by a special bond of history. For a large part of our economic history, the UK was Australia's largest trading partner. And the UK remains today one of Australia's most important investment partners. Now, as we recover, as we build back from the impact of COVID-19, we have a wonderful opportunity to supercharge our economic relationship. It will mean more jobs, more growth, more prosperity in both our countries, and more opportunities for Australian and UK citizens to live and work in each other's countries, ultimately. It will also demonstrate the determination of both our nations to open, not close our markets in the post-COVID era. I can assure everyone that my good friend Boris Johnson and I will not settle for anything less than an ambitious and high-quality deal that benefits both our nations. And I am very confident that our respective Trade Ministers, Simon Birmingham and Liz Truss, will conclude the deal very quickly, possibly even by the end of this year or early in 2021. So I wish those negotiations well. But more importantly, this is a new chapter in an extraordinary relationship between two great nations, and I look forward to the opportunities that are ahead for all our peoples.
And of course, that opportunity and that arrangements, is going to benefit both the countries in the long run as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, let's take a very quick look at a message from Deb Franklinton, the leader of National Party in the state level, and let's see what she has to say. As we know, she has been in the news lately for all sorts of reasons, but we will cover that as well. And I'd like to, and I was going to talk to someone here in the studios, but unfortunately they could not under the current political scenario. So I'll leave it at that. We can all understand what's happening, but right now, let's listen to her and get her point of view.
Under Anastasia Palaszczuk, the child safety system is broken and it needs an overhaul. Anastasia Palaszczuk and Di Farmer might like to continue repeating history, but what I'm worried about is the kids for today and the kids of the future. Let's, in the memory of kids like Mason Jet Lee, like Willow, like those two children the other day, like the two kids at Caboolture, when a very good friend of mine rang me and told me that they had died of a drug overdose. Those are the kids I'm worried about. I'm sick of the blame game. Let's move forward.
And moving forward is what she'd like to do, and as she remains the leader. So, ladies and gentlemen, right now, let's take a commercial break.
ग्लोबनेट रियलिटी 1989 से लेकर अब तक का विश्वसनीय और माननीय ब्रिस्बेन का रियल एस्टेट एजेंट है। उषा चंद्रा, जो कि ग्लोबनेट की डायरेक्टर है, अपने ग्राहकों को ईमानदार और एथिक सर्विसेज देती हैं। अगर आप ब्रिस्बेन की प्रॉपर्टी में पूंजी लगाना चाहते हैं और आप चाहते हैं कि आपकी प्रॉपर्टी को प्रोफेशनली मैनेज किया जाए, तो आप आज ही कांटेक्ट कीजिए उषा चंद्रा को। लैंडलाइन नंबर है 38654466 और मोबाइल नंबर है 0419775416 और आप प्रॉपर्टी की अधिक जानकारी और करंट अपडेट्स के लिए हमारी वेबसाइट पे लॉगिन कर सकते हैं। हमारी वेबसाइट है www.globnetreality.com.au। ग्लोबनेट रियलिटी आपका अपना लोकल रियल एस्टेट एजेंट है। हमारा पता है ग्लोबनेट रियलिटी, शॉप नंबर 5, 2281 सैंडगेट रोड, बुंदल, क्वींसलैंड। ग्लोबनेट रियलिटी, रियल एस्टेट इज अवर वर्ल्ड।
And yes, real estate is the world, and as I said before, the longest established agency in the area is still going very strong. So, hi ladies and gentlemen, who remembers Delhi Rani? Our good friend remembers he came with us to India Day Fair, and she was a wonderful, wonderful MC and host for that program, and it was so nice, and she's been a good friend of us, family friend for a long time, and right now she's launching a show, and she is asking that if we can, please join into her show as well. So let's have a look.
The life-changing series is back.
Wow, that is so amazing. Isn't it incredible?
Join the expert team as they search every corner of the country
Let's talk about this dream home of yours.
Pretty spectacular, isn't it? Yeah, I love it.
with hopeful house hunters
I think this is an opportunity for us to have a fresh start.
looking for a new place to call home.
Wow, you have just made my day.
Escape from the City, Thursday 8:30 on ABC and iView.
So there you go, a request from Delhi Rani. Please, if you have a chance, do watch that show. She's an amazing presenter, and you will be delighted with that show. Right now, it's time to go and look at the world news. And of course, at this point in time, breaking news is the conflict at the Indo-China border. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has made an address to the nation. Let's hear that. It is in Hindi, but if you have captions enabled on your screens, you might be able to see the captions there. But this is his address to the nation, and there will be a following news after that about his address.
भारत माता के वीर सपूतों ने गलवान वैली में हमारी मातृभूमि की रक्षा करते हुए सर्वोच्च बलिदान दिया है। मैं देश की सेवा में उनके इस महान बलिदान के लिए उन्हें नमन करता हूं। उन्हें कृतज्ञतापूर्वक श्रद्धांजलि देता हूं। दुख की इस कठिन घड़ी में हमारे इन शहीदों के परिजनों के प्रति मैं अपनी संवेदना व्यक्त करता हूं। आज पूरा देश आपके साथ है। देश की भावनाएं आपके साथ है। चाहे स्थिति कुछ भी हो, परिस्थिति कुछ भी हो, भारत पूरी दृढ़ता से देश की एक एक इंच जमीन की, देश के स्वाभिमान की रक्षा करेगा। भारत सांस्कृतिक रूप से एक शांति प्रिय देश है। हमारा इतिहास शांति का रहा है। भारत का वैचारिक मंत्र ही रहा है, लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु। हमने हर युग में, पूरे संसार में शांति की, पूरी मानवता के कल्याण की कामना की है। हमने हमेशा से ही अपने पड़ोसियों के साथ एक कोऑपरेटिव और फ्रेंडली तरीके से मिलकर काम किया है। हमेशा उनके विकास और कल्याण की कामना की है। जहां कहीं हमारे मतभेद भी रहे हैं, हमने हमेशा ही ये प्रयास किया है कि मतभेद विवाद न बने, डिफरेंसेस डिस्प्यूट्स में न बदले, हम कभी किसी को भी उकसाते नहीं हैं, लेकिन हम अपने देश की अखंडता और संप्रभुता के साथ समझौता भी नहीं करते हैं। जब भी समय आया है, हमने देश की अखंडता और संप्रभुता की रक्षा करने में अपनी शक्ति का प्रदर्शन किया है।
So there you are, ladies and gentlemen, the address from the Prime Minister Modi ji on the situation that they have always protected the borders, never launched an attack themselves. So let's have a quick look from Al Jazeera News and see their analysis of that situation.
What's he had to say?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the deaths of the 20 soldiers will not be in vain. He also said that the sovereignty of India is the most important thing and that India wants peace, but that it's capable of what he called a befitting reply if instigated. He's also called for a meeting of all the major political parties on Friday to discuss this situation. He's held meetings with defence chiefs already and also with his own cabinet ministers. And we've had high-level military talks taking place between India and China in the Galwan Valley where the clashes happened on Monday. We've heard from China's foreign ministry, which has said that it's open to communication, but its comments aren't going to be well received in India because it's also said that the sovereignty of the Galwan Valley belongs to India. Well, that is going to be come as a surprise to many in India. Defense experts say that China is expanding its territorial claims, and the Ministry of External Affairs had said that China was trying to unilaterally change the status quo during de-escalation efforts in the region of eastern Ladakh. We know that both sides had increased their military presence in the region following skirmishes in May that Indian defense experts were accusing China of encroaching into Indian territory, and they had been asking the government what it was doing about it. Well, the government had been holding talks with China, with both sides saying that they have the diplomatic channels in place to resolve any border disputes through dialogue, and yet we have reports, these 20 deaths in fact confirmed, at a time when the Indian government was assuring the public that it had the situation under control, but now there are a lot of questions about whether in fact it does, and a lot of pressure calls for India to act against China.
Okay, Liz, so there's this possible pressure facing the government. Might India be keen to de-escalate, though, given this imbalance in military power, or perhaps other reasons as well?
So if you look at what Narendra Modi had to say, that the death of the 20 soldiers is not going to be in vain, and also that, you know, they're capable of a befitting response if they're provoked, well, it doesn't seem like he wants to de-escalate from that. And again, he is under a lot of pressure. There are protests out on the streets. They are small. There are still restrictions on the number of people who can gather, but there have been protests in lots of cities around the country, including outside the Chinese embassy, by army veterans calling for action against China. There's the hashtag boycott China and boycott Chinese products is trending on Twitter. India has a very nationalist media, and they're all calling for action against China. And again, India is not going to respond well to the Chinese Foreign Ministry statement either, because again, they were calling for communication, but they're really blaming India for everything that happened. And as I mentioned, defense experts here say that claiming the sovereignty of the Galwan Valley, the entire sovereignty of that, well, that's new, and that's not part of China's territory.
Thank you for that, Elizabeth Pranam there live from New Delhi.
There you are, ladies and gentlemen, the update on the situation. We'll keep an eye on the situation and keep bringing the updates from the station here. Right now, let's have a look at all the upcoming events. The online Hindu Dharma classes, Breathe Your Way with the Art of Living Foundation, daily yoga, Brisbane Super Kings season's coming back. Gurdwara programs have started, and the free food delivery and the package still continues from the Sikh temple in 8 Miles Plain, the Hindu helpline, COVID-19 support Queensland. Of course, the International Yoga Day, 21st of June, and Vedanta Center has their yoga classes happening there as well. So join in to wherever we can. Sahyog Brisbane, our initiative of many community organizations based in Brisbane. And of course, Ma Sarda's Kitchen, 20th of this month, which is Saturday. And Stand By the Support After Suicide is a wonderful initiative which is available free of charge to anyone who needs that kind of help. And Positive Parenting by our Vietnamese community is going on till the 27th. Of course, Katamita, congratulations to Kamarabal, that opened yesterday, and it is doing quite well. The High Commission of India and Federation of Indian Communities of Queensland, Yoga Day, and online Hindu classes there. So ladies and gentlemen, that's been the show for today. It's wonderful, having a company, and as I said before, we are trying to make some improvements along the way as we go. So keep watching this space, and every day we will add things as we go along based upon your feedback. So it's wonderful that all your comments keep coming. So right now I'll leave you with a little bit because we have sort of run out of time, but just a little bit of a blast from the past. The year is 2005. This is from Brisbane Indian Times Archives. And ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for today. It's wonderful having your company, and with this, I'd like to see you again tomorrow. So, back up time, team.